Ladies and gentlemen, I agree with the motion globalization is marginalizing the poor. As the third commit, social, humanitarian, cultural, conclude its consideration of social development issues this morning. Members place emphasis on the negative effects of globalization, manifest most visibly in widespread poverty throughout the developing world as one of the major threats to social progress and human security. The representative of Cameroon said the World Social Summit had been a change for the international community to voice in concern about poverty around the world and the undertake action to begin the eradication process. Unfortunately, today, billions of people live in abject poverty. Nearly 1 billion were illiterate, and some 14 million died yearly for a lack of adequate medical care. This flagrant contradiction was unacceptable and it must be remedied immediately. Summing up the Liberation, John Langmore, Director of the Division for Social Policy and Development, noted that recurring issues such as debt relief, foreign direct investment, and other topics discussed at the Copenhagen World Social Summit should be implemented at the national level to ensure sustainable social development. Throughout the week-long debate, delegation addressed numerous other social development concerns such as the scourge of HIV/AIDS and widespread illiteracy in developing countries. Youth representatives from several countries urged the commit not to ignore the contribution young people could make the international social agenda. Speakers also stressed the importance of recognizing the contribution of persons with disability as well as the implementation of policies to help them realize their full potential. But time again, speakers return to the issue of globalization. Many warn that the global phenomenon unchecked and even promote during the last decade had promoted marginalization and exclusion, making it difficult for some countries to implement the outcomes of the Copenhagen Conference and the 24th Special Session of the General Assembly. There are several points that I will convey about globalization marginalizing the poor. The poor are being marginalized. Globalization is a means for exclusion, depending inequality and reinforce division of the world into core and periphery. It is a new form of Western imperialism which dominates and exploits through TNC capital and instrumental global governance such as the World Bank. Globalization has intensified global and nation inequality. There is an increased economic and social gap within countries and between countries. The richer are becoming richer and the poorer are becoming poorer. Globalization is an uneven process causing world fragmentation. There has been increased equality in trade too, resulting in the amplification of the trade gap. Through increasing globalization, the value of world trade is 17 times greater than 15 years ago, but Latin America's shares has fallen from 11% to 5% and Africa from 8% to 2%. Terms of trade have increasingly moved against LEDCs and their poor. Globalization exploits LEDCs and their poor through TNCs. The World Guide, known as the Third World Guide, says that globalization is a euphemism for transnationalization, the spread of powerful companies over the globe, whatever suits corporate interest best. Increased global integration means the poorer countries become more vulnerable. The world financial market. The East Asian crisis was a direct result of globalization and resulted in intensifying poverty. The crisis shows that even the strongest developing states are at the mercy of global economic forces that serve the interests of the global dominant capitalist powers. Globalization also means that there was a speedy transition of the crisis of the other East Asian countries, the contagion effect, having devastating human consequence. The benefits of the global market accrue to the relatively small proportion of the world population. The stronger become stronger and the weak become weaker. Globalization is a form of disempowerment outside interference of the World Bank and IMF has made LDC economics worse and has constrained the development strategies that nation states many pursue. International negotiation to reduce and eliminate foreign debt have led to increased exports of capital and the further indebtedness of the countries affected.